Scott Cairns wrote a poem about the wife of Lot, and he chose this name for her, Marah. It's the same name as Miriam or Mary, and the word means bitter, actually, which I think that's kind of interesting, that the Virgin Mary's name means bitter. It's related to the word for the sea. At any rate, here is the Plaint of Marah, the woman of Sodom. You know what happened to her, right? She looked back at the burning city, and her punishment was to be turned into a pillar of salt. And I always thought that's the beginning of this poem. It's like how weird that was. Pillar of salt, of all things in the world. Like you're flayed alive, cast into the burning pit. You know, salt. She got turned into a pillar of salt. Okay. Sundered and sinful, caught in the rain of fire, nearly devoured, now inch by long inch turning to salt. That is me, the blasphemer, the sodomite, unsure of what's true, but making a break for the shelter ahead, wondering if it will ever sink in. Will we ever learn what it is we did wrong? Drench me well now, downpour, combust me to ash. After that first deluge, they lit the first fire. So now, after the city burns, a merciful downpour. Rain hitting the roof like an angelic stranger. But who was I before the thorn of my birth pierced me, before the thread of my death drew me through? After the garden, there was still the world, since the womb cracked open and water poured through. But before fire stitched me in salt to the ground, who was I? Before I traveled through a body, into a body, who was I? If I am rain, I should pray for a vessel to hold me. If I am vessel, I should pray for the rain to fill me. The storm has reneged on its deal to abate, and the fire itself seems eternal. The last prophets boarded the ark for departure, but this time amid fire, I am the water. You are ahead of me 51 paces, leaning on our daughters, hoping they'll hold you. This time, I cannot follow you forward. This time, I look back to the city that's burning. And yes, in that moment, a doubting believer, I was somehow transformed into the most precious of matter. When the first drops hit me, first I was hollowed. As the downpour commenced, I could feel myself vanish. I became one with the ground in the night of great fire, given eternal life as a priceless pillar, slowly disappearing into the infinity of matter, not curse nor condemnation, but salt into water, an endless reward.